Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to another episode of the Leeds United Career Mode series, guys, and giving you guys a squad report to kick off today's episode. It's been a while since I've done a squad report, so we're going to go ahead and give you one right here. We can take a look at the overall changes in top right corner there of the players' statistics, but you can also take a look at how many goals they've scored, how many assists they have, and what their average match rating is to give you a bit of an idea of how the season is turning out and which players have been involved. Look at Sais with those 7 goals and 6 assists in 17 games. A hell of a statistic, and Sais looks like he's back at his best, potentially fighting for a Billy Bremner award once again. Of course, last episode was the last time you guys could take a look at the votes, and the top 3 was pretty close. Well, the top 2 were close, and Vieira's in there as well, trying to make things as difficult as possible. However, with some injuries, some doors have opened up. I'm telling you, some players have some opportunities, and we'd like some players to step up, and hopefully they can do that as we come to the end of the squad report with some players that just haven't really played so far this season. But we jump into today's episode with the first game here against Southampton at home, so expecting to get things off with a win. However, the last time we faced Southampton at away at St Mary's, it was a 2-0 loss. So really looking to turn that around, and Connor Chaplin brings us the first goal of today's episode. Connor Chaplin, who of course has to have a little bit more duty in the striker role. He wasn't gonna play today because the news of Lucas Perez's return probably would have got him to start here today to gain a bit of match fitness. However, he just simply was not ready. He didn't have the stamina to play in today's game, so Chaplin started, and good thing he did, and this guy stepped up, guys. It's undeniable that Connor Chaplin has stepped up. He has been so impressive a striker. It almost makes me wonder why I bought a second striker along with Danny Ings. Absolutely incredible. Speaking of talented strikers, Gabbiadini brings one back for Southampton, and it was a fantastically taken goal just 5 or 6 minutes later. And again, that massive problem that we have of not being able to hang on to leads, it's been so detrimental to us this season. And I feel like that's been the major difference between the last 2 seasons. I say every other season like there's been 10 seasons. No, the last 2 seasons and this season, the difference is that ability to hang on to a lead. I feel like we do not have that ability at all. We just do not. And unfortunately for us, it has been hurting us. But we did look good here against Southampton. This was a fantastic opportunity for Connor Chaplin. He's running with his pace. No one's going to catch him, but Forster with a great save, and he's a quality goalkeeper. I really do rate Forster. But Loftus-Cheek coming on off the bench. His first touch is a header off a corner. Great tactics from the manager to bring him on a corner with his height, and he makes it 2-1 in the 62nd minute. Great hops from Loftus-Cheek. He's got a good vertical leap as well, and yeah, it's good to see him getting on the score sheet. I like Loftus-Cheek. He is a bit of a fringe player. He comes in whenever he's needed, but he does a job. He always does a job when he's brought on. Unfortunately for us, just 4 minutes later, it's Suso who makes it 2-2, and back again to the same problem we've had all season. Showing it twice in this exact same game. Twice. Unable to hang on to the lead and conceding within 5 or 6 minutes of us scoring. And it's 2-2. Southampton bring it back again, and all our hard work is gone. All of it. It's gone. And really unfortunate. Wasn't really happy at all, and I started playing a little bit of a frustrated game here, and I was making some simple mistakes that I probably shouldn't have made. Vieira there gives the ball away after winning it back. Gabbiadini puts it out wide to Henry Onyekuru, who of course is a player with a lot of potential, and he just does a little bit of dribbling. He brings it back into Gabbiadini, and Gabbiadini says, hold on a minute, boys. I'm going to make it 3-2. I'm going to win the game here for Southampton at Elland Road. A fantastic finish from Gabbiadini. What a finish from that angle. Not sure how Ramsdale doesn't get a glove onto this. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's sleeping, he's snoozing, I don't know, or maybe just the finish is too perfect, because it was a great finish. I mean, the placement of that shot was borderline, I would say, impossible to save. But I thought Ramsdale maybe could have gotten a glove onto that. But I don't really want to go too hard on Ramsdale. I like Ramsdale a lot. More than you guys, I think. And unfortunately here, Loftus-Cheek can't make it 3-3. We can't give Southampton the same treatment they gave us. We cannot bring it back. And despite having better statistics, and I think despite playing the better game, it's a loss. It's a home loss to Southampton to kick off today's episode, which is not the best. And really, I think we've just lost too many games. First of all, at home, we've lost or drawn too many games. But second of all, we're just losing too many games where we give the goals back too easily. and I don't know how to stop it. I don't know, it just happens. And unfortunately, it's really, really hurting us this season in the Premier League. However, we do go into this game against Everton. Hadi Sacco with a fantastic bit of dribbling. Of course, he does have the pace, and he lays it off to Lucas Perez, making his return at Elland Road. And a great way to start at 22 minutes into the game. What a run by Sacco, and the selflessness, I should say, not unselfishness, same word. The selflessness from Hadi Sacco to just put that across for Lucas Perez. Beautiful football. I like seeing that. I love seeing the teamwork, and it is 1-0. Right off the kickoff, Emre Çolak with the pressure. He cuts it on into his left. On his left foot, he goes for it, and he could have made it 2-0. Could have been the 1-2 punch, but we looked good after scoring. And this time we don't concede 5 minutes after. Hadi Sacco goes on another run. He sees a bit of an opening. He cannot believe what he's seeing. And once again, on the other end of the pitch this time, he lays it off for Lucas Perez, who has a brace on his return, courtesy of the French winger. And, I mean, Hadi Sacco looked good. You know, he hasn't been used that much this season, but when, again, one of those players that when he is used, he does a job. He's got incredible pace, both acceleration and sprint speed in the 90s. Really, really talented player. Unfortunately, just too many options on the wing, but now 2-0 up, we could play with a little bit of freedom here against Everton, get a little bit more attacking going, try and get a couple of more goals on the board. Luke Ayling here on the right-hand side being one of the most consistent players. He's just playing with the ball. He doesn't know what to do, doesn't want to commit to anything, doesn't want to give the ball away. He likes the possession. He whips it in, and unfortunately no one is there except Carles Alenia. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, my word. Get out of town, Carles Alenia. Look how casual he is. He goes flipping around, and then look at him. He is so casual. He's so cool. He's so calm. He's collected. Look at that. How does he get his foot that high up, and how does he make such a solid connection? Don't ask me. I've never done anything similar, or no, not in the same universe as that. That is incredible. That is goal of the season candidate right there. Absolutely. Not only candidate, but that's surely got to be the favorite for this season. I can't think of a goal that has looked that good. I can't remember one. And on the other end here in the final minutes, it's Michael Keane to Funes Mori. I mean, centre-back to centre-back. They're looking out for each other. What the hell? I don't know. I'm not even complaining. It's a 3-1 win at the end of the day. And I take that. Look, going into this game, I would take that because we've lost a game at home to start off today's episode. This time we win. And as the stats show, I don't think we dominated this game as much as we dominated Southampton. I wouldn't say we dominated Southampton, but we were better than Southampton. And I don't necessarily think we were better than Everton. I think we just took our chances really well. It was 2 really easy tap-ins for the first 2 goals, and we just got on the front foot from that point on. So really, I don't think we were better than Everton. We just took our chances, and I took the 3-1 win because honestly, it probably reflected us a little bit better than what we actually were. So I'd take that. Going into this game in the FA Cup, we play Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup. We are away, but I wasn't worried about this game at all. I put out a semi-strong lineup just to show Plymouth a little bit of respect. I didn't want to completely, overlook them and then get embarrassed. So the lineup was okay, plus I think there was adequate rest between the games as well. And that's Kelly who brings us up our first goal of the game after a fantastic dribble from Chaplin, who just split the defense and really too easy. Chaplin's pace was way too terrorizing for this Plymouth defense. I mean, I was not expecting him to be so slow. Felt like their feet were stuck in mud. They couldn't move compared to Connor Chaplin. And Connor Chaplin taking a leaf out of Hadi Sacco's book, and he's starting to just give some tap-ins. That's 2 assists for Connor Chaplin now for the first 2 goals. The first one wasn't necessarily a tap-in. It was a pretty good finish from Kelly. However, that one definitely was. And Kelly now this time to Roof, who gets his second goal of the game and 3-0 within 33 minutes. Absolutely comfortable, breezing through it. No sweats from anybody. No one is trying. We're just rinsing Plymouth. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean to Plymouth. I don't want to disrespect Plymouth. Okay, that's why I put out a decent lineup. Unfortunately, I feel like I could have played my 11 worst players and I still would have beat Plymouth. Ben Woodburn gets on the score sheet, 44th minute, still in the first half, it's 4-0, and at this point we could take our foot off the gas. At this point I was passing the ball around, getting the possession. I acted like this was a squad battles game and I needed 60% possession, 90% pass accuracy, and I was just knocking the ball around. That's what I was pretending this was, because that's what got me through it. Because Plymouth unfortunately offered Nothing. Really, absolutely nothing. And we were absolutely dominating. You can see the next chance comes in the 82nd minute. Again, simply too easy. Chaplin this time decides to give Hadi Sacco a goal because you know what? Sacco deserves it. Didn't get one in the last game against Everton despite his fantastic work. And Chaplin says, you know what? You played me through, but I want you to get the goal. And Hadi Sacco picks himself up a goal to make it 5-0. And a perfect scoreline here against Plymouth Argyle. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get the 90% pass accuracy, so if this was a squad battles game, it wouldn't turn out the best for me. It would still be a pretty good game. I'd still get a good score, but it wouldn't be a perfect score. It wouldn't be the best score you could get on a squad battles game. But a 5-0 win, and we progress to the next round of the FA Cup. And the FA Cup is something that potentially we could win. I feel like we could win the FA Cup. And what a story that would be to leave off Leeds United, potentially. Still not confirmed, but potentially leave Leeds United with silverware. It's still very, very, very difficult. I think we're now at the round of 16, so really, really difficult. This time, we play Crystal Palace, and Lucas Perez on a fantastic dribble maybe makes it look like he's going to sweat that, because I've been sweating a lot of goals in today's episode. But he just nutmegs the keeper. That's just filthy from Lucas Perez. No respect for the keeper. And I gotta tell you, I love it. I love the no respect for the goalkeeper. This was a really boring game. I really didn't have fun playing this game, and thank God we do get the second goal, because I was feeling very, very tense throughout the game, and Loftus-Cheek just dabbing on Palace after chipping them. That is straight filth from Loftus-Cheek. That chip was beautiful. I'm very happy to actually have a chip in today's episode, but also I'm really happy that I finally got a chip in this career mode. I don't think I've chipped anybody in this career mode. I love chips. I love chips. I love them with salt, without salt. No sauce, to be honest. I don't really like sauce. And I love chips, though. And that was a great one. That was a real quality finish from Loftus-Cheek. But as you can tell, look at that. That's just the kind of game it was. 7 shots, 2 on target for both teams. We had slightly more possession. That just represents the game perfectly, in my opinion. But it is a 2-0 win from 2 chances, 2 shots on target. So I'm not complaining. It is an away win as well against Palace, who aren't the best side, but could always be a banana peel in your season. And we move on to the final final game. God, it's not the final episode yet. It's the final game of today's episode against Bournemouth at home to round out January, and we begin with a penalty decision going our way. A lot of people might be saying, well, hey, you're in January, why aren't you making any signings? I actually have no money. I don't know how this happened. I'm not sure if I spent it all in the transfer window, because I can't really remember, but we actually don't have that much money. I think it's like, gee, I had like 70,000 in the wage and maybe like $500,000 or something. It's really, really low. It's enough to get some contract extensions going, and that's about it pretty much. But we do get a goal in the first couple of minutes, and as you can tell, once again, from about the 7th minute to about the 13th minute, we concede. It's too often, guys. It's too often that this happens. Really, really unfortunate once again to go level with Bournemouth, and it just happens too often. Whenever it happens, I almost smile, guys. I almost chuckle, because it's just too much. It just happens too often, and I hate it. I really hate conceding after I score. It's so annoying, because it's so much hard work that you put in, gone in the span of 5 minutes, and it just sucks. Elenia trying to get us back in the game there with a long shot came very, very close, but it's Kelly now going on a dribble. Kelly's still on a dribble. Kelly's still on a run. Don't do this, Kelly. Oh my word. What a run from the youngster on the right wing to get us up 2-1 in the 89th minute. That is the kind of plays I want to see from a youngster. He's putting his hand up saying, I'm going to do this, I can do this. And it did take a touch off Asmir Begovic's glove, but at the end of the day, I don't care. It's a goal, guys. It's a goal in the 89th minute to give us the win here against Bournemouth, potentially. Bournemouth still have one more chance with the dying embers, the dying seconds of the game. Can they get a goal? It falls to Coco. Is he going to take a shot? The keeper's up. He does take a shot off the post, off the upright, and that is full time. 8 shots, 4 on target for us, 59% possession. Imagine he had scored that shot. Imagine they had 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. No, I would not be happy with that. Absolutely not happy with that. I would be raging, I would be fuming, but thankfully it doesn't happen, and we end the episode off with a win. A win. Great work, able to hold on to that 2-1 lead at the end of the game, and that brings us to the close of January, and our first, honestly has to be one of the first months where we're finishing in the top half of the table. It's been a long, long time since we've been in the top half of the table, but as you can see, 3 points off of Leicester, who are in 5th, and 4 points off of City, who are 4th, who've made a fantastic recovery to be in 4th after where they were earlier on in the season. And it's looking like potentially we could have a respectable finish to the season and get a decent spot on the table. A top half finish would be great. A top 8 finish especially would be really, really nice. For this season, especially considering we are competing in the Champions League and FA Cup still, and we're going to have to divide our resources across those 3 competitions. Guys, in terms of Arsenal, of course, Arsenal watch. Arsenal is potentially the team that we are joining at the end of the season. They're in 18th at the moment. I said if they get relegated, I'm not going to join them, but it looks like they're clawing out. It looks like they're in some good form. They've picked up a couple of wins. They're not losing that many games, I don't think, and they're 1 point away from salvation out of the relegation zone there. Newcastle United potentially getting the drop, and if they do get out of that relegation zone, if they do stay in the Premier League, which it's crazy to even ask that question to Arsenal, but if they do stay in the Premier League, then Arsenal, again, I will reiterate, is something that I am considering. It's not guaranteed, but if I can get the job, I will more likely than not be going to Arsenal and fixing that team, because that's just a mess. 3 wins in 22, that is a mess. I could do so much better. I could turn that team around. I could win things with Arsenal. So, just putting it out there, guys. If you haven't heard the news, if you haven't heard the rumors, it's a potential deal that's going to go down at the end of the season. Guys, that is the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy, do leave a like on the video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.